Hi everyone, welcome back. And in this video, I want to give you some information on decision making styles. Now, all of us might know how time consuming and how tough it is to get a group come together and make a decision. So, it's really tough. So, this is something that I came across lately and I found it super impressive. So, I wanted to share it with you. So, let's get into it. Basically, there are three decision making styles, okay? So it's not every time that we have to stick with one style. We just need to know which one works fine for which situation. So the very first style is the commander style. The second one is consulting style, and the third one is the consensus style. So let's go one by one. So the first one is commander style. So as the name says commander, it's like someone says, you know what, just like an army commander, this is something that you need to go for it, and that's how it's supposed to work. So you might think that this is the worst style of decision making where one person says do this and everyone has to do it, but let me tell you when you can use this decision making style. You can use this style when there is someone who has the authority to take a decision, as well as they are super experienced. Now, let me give you an example for this so that we'll at least come to a realization that this is also one of the best styles that can be used in appropriate situations. So, imagine that you are a building in charge, you know, the A to Z, you know, the end to end of the building, you know, the floors, you know, the exits, you know, everything. Okay. So imagine the building caught on fire, super very disastrous situation, but just for example's sake. So imagine the building caught on fire and you need to get everyone to exit out of the building. So what happens? At that time, do you call everyone and do you tell them, you know what, the building is on fire and we need to come up with the best strategy? So maybe just think about what are the pros and cons, and what if we do which thing, what happens? That doesn't happen. Because that's not the time. You already know where are the exits, you know how people can go about it, you know how people can actually exit out of that building, and you know how long it's going to take. So you just don't call people and then you don't beat around the bush and you don't just try to take decisions on what already is known. So you just say, you know what, tell the people to go out on exit A, B, and C, which is on flow X, Y, and Z, and then things are done. So, this is where you can use the commander style decision making. So, whenever people have super experience, they are really experienced in a subject matter, or they are really, they have that experience and they have that knowledge, and they are the right people to take a decision, then you can go in for that commander style of decision making. The next style of decision making is consultation, or it's called as consulting decision making style. So, the consulting decision making style is when you sit down with a team, you feel that their inputs could really provide some insights, you get the team together, and then you tell them, you know what, this is the situation. At least I feel that this should work. What do others think? Do you have any better opinions, or do you have a difference in opinion? So this time you involve certain people so that they could provide their inputs in order that you can make a decision. So sometimes this can be in scenarios where you are the sole owner of taking a decision, but you might have or might not have all the experience or knowledge that is required to take that decision, or you feel that it's always good to get some other hands into this decision making, or to consider different perspectives into decision making. So for example, let's say that the management needs to take some decision about how an education institute needs to change, or they want to implement some process. So it's not just that someone says, you know what, just go about and do this. No, you need to consult with either the other management staffs, with the stakeholders, with the staffs can be consulted, depending if they are really in related or associated to that decision that's being made. You can consult with them and then you can take up a decision. So for example, we as business analysts, okay, or if you're a product manager, I've seen product managers, though they need to take a decision, they have the authority to take a decision, but still they need to understand the technical aspects of maybe a feature or something. So they are not able to take the full decision, okay, unless you're a all in all product manager. So no offense to all product managers, but I'm just saying. So if a product manager needs to make a decision, generally they consult with the other, members of the team who are also equally stakeholders. So I've spoken about that earlier in my videos. So it's not only the product manager making decisions, it's the entire team, mainly the product manager, the technical lead, you have the UX designers and the business analysts all coming in together taking a decision. So that's more of consulting, where you consult what could be the pros and cons and then you make a decision. The third type is consensus. This consensus means that everyone needs to be aligned and everyone needs to be okay with taking that decision. So you would find this mostly in, the higher level management, or if you want to set goals. It can be setting organization goals, it can be setting strategies, it can be not only at the organization level but even at product level. So when whatever is related with goals, strategies, with roadmaps, things like this, it definitely is not a one-man show. It involves everyone getting aligned, and everyone needs to be on the same page, and everyone needs to be at least at the same level, and everyone needs to even accept, yes, this is the goal that we are trying to achieve, or this is what we are looking at for the next quarter, this is what we are targeting. So everyone needs to give their yes and approval. So that's a consensus decision making style. So why I said all this is because sometimes we are, most of the times, product managers, business analysts, or anyone, I'm just not limiting it to any role, to specific roles, but to all roles, okay? All of us make decisions, but it's very important to understand at what time, what decisions we take. So it's very important, try to use these three styles of decision making based on its applicability, and definitely we would try to, make better decisions in future. So I've seen teams where they have to really go in for commander style, they bring the team together and then there's a lot of chaos, confusion, and finally no decisions are made. Sometimes when management or stakeholders need to come together and make consensus based decisions, sometimes people just make consulting decisions, or it's just one person setting up the targets where everyone else feels that this is really an unrealistic target. So all these happen because we are not able to identify the right style of decision making. So I hope that you got some information on the decision making style. So if this was super helpful for you, or if you found that there's something else that helps you to make decisions, please do share this information in the comment section, and do share it with your other friends who would benefit from this. And take care and see you next time. Bye.